For many people, Michael Hutchence was simply the frontman of INXS. We remember his beautiful curly hair, his romantic conquests, his band's hits, and his death in 1997.
At the hotel where his life suddenly ended, friends and fans of Michael Hutchence have been mourning his death. Although the reasons for his apparent suicide remain a mystery, the shock of his death has stunned Australians from all walks of life.
I never forgot Michael Hutchence. As a kid, I found him fascinating, elegant, funny, and gifted with a voice as beautiful as it was powerful.
Some silken moment goes on forever.
Like Kurt Cobain, I loved Michael Hutchence's sensitivity. I loved his music, his videos, his stage presence, his freedom of movement, and his modesty. Following the massive international success of their album Kick, INXS toured extensively from August 1987 through November 1988. Understandably exhausted, the band took a year off before reuniting to record X, released in September 1990. Picture this, it's the early 1990s. INXS rules the pop world from their Australian throne, while the melancholic fog of Seattle's grunge begins to spread across the globe. But before that shift, INXS delivers one final burst of brilliance. The lights come up at Wembley Stadium, where nearly 73,000 fans await the show of their lives. One by one, the band members take the stage. Their mere presence unleashes waves of screams. The opening notes ring out, and when Michael Hutchence appears, the stadium shakes as if the earth itself were moving to his rhythm. The crowd never stops. The energy is relentless. The setlist, built around Kick and X, leaves no room to breathe. Each song reaches rare emotional heights. What makes this concert beautiful is its simplicity. No overblown stage design, no empty statements, no gimmicks. INXS doesn't need any of that. The band stands on pure talent, 6 friends, tight and authentic, owning the moment. Kirk Pengilly shines on saxophone in his striking red suit. Jon Farriss tears through every riff with power, while his brother Andrew moves effortlessly between guitar and keyboards. Garry Beers radiates the pure joy of playing live. And then there's Michael Hutchence, charismatic, wild, magnetic. He doesn't just sing, he inhabits every word. His voice breathes through the crowd, his movements hypnotize. He doesn't try to seduce, he simply does. At Wembley, he is king. I would have given anything to see Michael Hutchence perform live, since I only had my childhood memories and rebroadcasts of some INXS concerts whose music accompanied my life, my hard times, my victories, and my great joys. This Wembley concert is pure legend, one of the greatest masterpieces in music history. You have to see it once in your life. There's something almost supernatural about this concert, a total communion between band and audience. You feel an urgency, an awareness of the moment, as if INXS knew they were at their peak. Hutchence, perhaps already sensing the coming wave of change, seems determined to remind everyone who still wears the crown. I wish I had been at Wembley that day, even though I was just a baby at the time. To be one of those fans who saved for months for a ticket. To feel the ground vibrate, the heat of the crowd, Michael's voice resonating through my chest. To experience that bittersweet feeling after the last encore, when the lights go down and the world starts spinning again. Every time I finish watching this concert, I remember the essence of a true rock star. It has nothing to do with scandals or popularity. It has to do with talent, the ability to electrify a stage, to stir emotion in the crowd, to entertain by giving a pleasure that is impossible to describe. I can't help but feel deep sorrow about Michael Hutchence's tragic end. What an extraordinary artist he was. But sometimes I wonder, how would he have handled the turn of the millennium? The rise of piracy, the death of physical records, the streaming era that drained the magic from owning music, the growing isolation of rock from the mainstream. How would he have handled the flood of music reality shows, the fall of MTV, the musical evolution of Kylie Minogue? What would have happened to INXS? Would they still have filled stadiums? Would Michael have flourished as a solo artist? Would his talent and aura have aged as gracefully as some of his contemporaries? I'll never know. But what I do know is that Michael Hutchence will always be my favorite singer, because he is the greatest there ever was and the greatest there ever will be. As for the other members of the band, I tip my hat to you. Thank you for surviving and holding on despite the tragedy. Thank you for giving me the greatest moments of brilliance in rock. You changed my life like no one else.